can you imagine being Chris's mum and you're watching TV and you're watching this random woman shouting at your son? Not today.
Okay,
there's snapping and then there's that. There's
people
snapping
say
and
shit when they're angry.
That's a lot of shit.
All the fucking shit that comes out of your mouth all the time, Chris, the horrible stuff you say. And you say you don't mean it. Why is it okay for you to say mean stuff? So why is it not okay for me to say something? Because I'm happy to scream, you speak over. Why is it okay for me to say something because I'm upset and it's not okay?
Please stop shouting.
Well, conversation done then.
Olivia needs to be told off, and as soon as she, walks, and Georgia, walks asking her, all the other girls gravitate. If you notice, if you see that scene,
It's just fucking done, innit? I thought you were sorting it out. No, it's too far gone to sort it out. Obviously, I said that I was done last night, and he doesn't want to
When Olivia was walking after an argument, Georgia, says, "How are you doing? What's wrong?" Hugs her. Then you see Montana come in, you see Gabby come in, you see Amber come in. They all just naturally gravitate to Olivia. I feel like Olivia is the headhunter for the girls. Initially, it was Jess. Now that Jess left, Olivia took that role subconsciously to the group. She was taking that role as a headhunter. Everybody normally navigates the way to her because it came to a point where when Theo was giving his apology and Gabby was saying some people were rude, Olivia was like, "Are you talking about me?" And Gabby's lip was shaking.
Just being a bit disrespectful.
Was that me?
What's happening? You sat next to me. I didn't see you laughing.
If you watch that scene, Gabby's lips were shaking. So this girl can do front row seat talking about Montana on the phone and throwing shade and nonsense. But when it comes to Olivia, her lips are shaking because she knows that Olivia runs the group. When it comes to the girls, you don't come for Olivia because it will cause havoc, hurricane nonsense. That's another reason why I like Montana, because she was forefront truth with Olivia. And Olivia just went mad. The other girls learned from it and they're trying to avoid that. So I just feel like that's an interesting take. Somebody should understand as a perception that is very valid. That Olivia, I feel like, gravitates and controls the girls in a subconscious manner. Like when she speaks, then nobody really disagrees with her when it comes to the girls. But it is what it is. It's very interesting. I feel like Montana, is very truthful, but at the same time, she just wants to avoid drama, so she'll just go with the flow. I feel like I get that vibe from her. And if you saw her face, the way Mike came in, shambles from every direction.
I'm absolutely fucking speechless. For probably the first time in my life.
What the fuck is happening?
Oh my god, my head is gone.
And he looks fitter than before. The dick sand's back, Amber, the dick sand.
This emotional, abusive nonsense that was going on from Olivia needs to be stopped, and it was quite rude and upsetting the way she treated Chris, and constantly shouting, constantly maligning him, constantly bullying him, putting him in a corner. Like, I'm not here for it. I'm not here for the unnecessary chat that was needed from her. She does not know how to handle productive conversations with mature people because she's just not mature herself. I don't understand at her age. I can understand to an extent you don't know what you want, but at her age you should be able to understand and have a proper constructive conversation with someone. It's gone very deep with Chris and Olivia. You can tell because they're both finding it very hard to communicate, and Jamie did hit the nail on the head. So it was quite nice of him to say that. But even when Olivia was told that she could see another whole side, she didn't act on it. That was the problem. She does not act on it regardless of seeing a whole new side that Jamie gave to her, because they will still argue at the end. And she has the audacity to girls will obviously solve problems together and tell them that he's trying to mind fuck him. Like, Olivia, you are the one. The fact that you randomly come up to him and say, "I want to end it," and then you walk away and say, "Don't cry," or whatever. No emotions, whatever. Yes, some people don't show it, it's fine. And then, admit to being nasty, but then you continue on to be nasty as well. Like, what are you doing? You have messed up something big, something huge. You like him, but at the same time, you're upset because he's nice to new people. He's nice to people regardless of friendships. And the fact that Chris doesn't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable, you're trying to justify that as something as rude. It makes no sense at all. It comes as malicious. The shouting is not needed. That's a form of emotional abuse, because we damn well know if Chris was doing that to you, he would have been out the door in seconds, but it's okay for you to do it. I'm not here for that nonsense. Not today, not tomorrow, not never. That irritated me. And what irritated me even more than this was when it was announced that Teeny Boys was coming in, Tyler's face was like, she was like, looking up like she was talking to God.
Hashtag play it again, Sam.
Her face was there lighting up, eyes open, mouth open, thinking, are you not waiting for Johnny? Were you not crying doing Miss Titanic a couple minutes ago? But now two new boys are coming in, your face is doing up. Your face is just moving like somebody's pulling your strings. What's going on there, Tyler? Did you forget about Johnny already? That relationship between them two was shambles. That's ended now, so I'm happy anyways. But Ty needs to go because I'm not checking for her as well. So Alex, popped the question. I don't understand when this became a big thing in terms of like popping the question for Montana to be the girlfriend. Obviously, these are becoming quite stronger and stronger and stronger. And the reason why I like it is because it's threatening Gabby, it's getting into her mindset. And slowly, you can see that Gabby, you know, she's really not really into the relationship with Marcel per se, but she's into the role that it represents, the symbol that it represents, and how people are seeing it. She's more divulging into that. That's what we're seeing. From when she was crying like a fool because people weren't picking her in front of her own man, Marcel should have just slapped her quickly one time and said, you know, you better get down to your senses. And now she, you know, getting a bit wary of Montana, taking the role of the moral compass, the high ground, all the time. And it looks like that might even happen even more because Alex and Montana are just getting stronger and stronger by the day. For a minute, when they were doing the picnic and Alex stopped he paused for a minute, I thought he was going to break up with Montana. I was literally like, this is going to be a bit mad, but no, he didn't. They're obviously going to get a bit stronger, so hats off to them too. Now we've got Muggy Mike, as they call him, and we have Sam coming in. No shade on T, Sam was a nice person, but why are you coming back in? Like, what did you provide last time? You failed with Montana, you failed with Olivia, let's just see what happens. I feel like Sam and Georgia will be a good couple. We'll see what happens there. But you know, Mike's coming back in. Apparently everyone's saying Liv's better looking, whatever. So I'm was saying his plan now is to get revenge on Olivia. That's what he said. If that happens, I'll be happy. I'll be front row seat here, present live, to see Olivia getting trashed like the fool that she is on the particular show. She has done nothing but reel Chris in and then throw him away when she wants to, argues all the time, you know, breaking up with him in seconds, like nothing meant to it. Well, what was that about? Who cares? I don't even know. Now Thea bringing everybody to apologise. I feel like it was a good thing in his behalf, but I don't feel like he needed to apologise. The only thing that he messed up on, I would say, is not what he said, but when he said it. So Marcel was right in that extent that the timing issue was the problem. You could have said it to a few people, whatever. The thing as to why he said it is because everybody else was thinking it in their minds, but nobody wanted to say it because they don't want their image tarnished to the public. But he doesn't care about that, and he's just being himself. He's being the fool that he is. He's been the clumsy fool that he is, and you know, I give him credit for that. He's causing trouble. You know, I'm here for that entertainment, but it's not it. And it's trouble that we all agree with. Everybody in the public, in the British public that watches the show, like we feel it. That's why Theo wasn't in the bottom four, because everybody knows that he's doing something right. So when Montana was like, oh, I'm surprised Theo's not in the bottom four, it was a joke. I understand, but she was also throwing shade. And if I was there, I would be like, Montana, you need to keep your mouth closed quickly. Just because you're the favourite character doesn't mean she get to your head, or just because you got, you know, just because it's Mr. and Mrs. Smith doesn't mean you have to get to your head and think suddenly you can take down Theo because Theo's did nothing but tell the truth. And you know, I'm all for it. I'm all for Theo. I don't care what anyone says. I feel like he's a nice person, but I feel like he can be rude and he'll piss me off in a second or two because sometimes he says things before he thinks. At times it's okay because we agree with it, but at times, like he was rude before to Montana, I didn't like it. But he had to apologise to everyone. I don't know why he did so. Like, I don't feel like you need to validate an apology or whatever, but he did. It was cool. They moved on, whatever. It is what it is. But the main theme of this episode, or the main storyline, was Olivia and Chris. But yeah, I don't know what it is, but in time, days are going by. Gabby's just annoying me. I feel like she's just doing too much. The day that she was crying because nobody liked her, that was the day where I was just thinking about it. It was triggering me while I was on the train to Central. I was thinking, is this girl really thinking like that? It is what it is. At the end of the day, Olivia and Chris are broken up. Mike is back. Mike's going to mess with Olivia's head. I'm here for it. Sam might get with Georgia. I'm here for that as well. That's going to be quite interesting. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think of this particular review. Hit me up on my Snapchat and Twitter and my YouTube. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys soon.